All right, guys, it's time for a message recap. We were talking about the series of entrapment and the three traps that Peter went through. And this week we talked about the trap of compromise and how Peter, before Jesus went to the cross, he said, "I'll never deny you." But then within hours, he denied him 3 times. And so here's the thing about compromise. The first thing is this, that compromise is the result of compartmentalization. We end up having all these different compartments in our life, and we try to minimize risk by having a work life that's separate than the rules that govern our home life or our church life. And Peter, he acted one way in front of Jesus and the disciples, and then a totally different way in front of the world. And so by that, he created, trying to keep himself safe, he fell into the trap of the devil, which is the devil always offers a counterfeit to every purpose of God in our life. And so Jesus, after he goes to the cross and resurrects and comes back, has this breakfast by the sea moment with Peter. He says, "Do you love me more than these?" And what he's doing is he's really getting them to answer this question: who is it that you fear? Because who you fear is who you'll serve. And so many times we have the fear of man instead of the fear of God. What is the fear of God? It's that awe and that reverence of God, and not to be scared of God, but to be terrified to be away from God, right? And so he talked about the fear of God and how we should want to have that awe and that reverence towards God. And that if we do find ourselves in an area of compromise, that restoration only comes through Jesus. Jesus is the only way back. And so we want to allow God into the deep places of our life, to do the deep work in our life, so that we experience the depth that God wants to do, so that we can also experience the joy. And so there is freedom in Jesus. You can be free from the trap of compromise, and you can walk in all the purposes of God for your life.